Hi and welcome to the channel. My name's Richard. Today I'm going to walk you around how to check a second-hand bike, be it from a dealer or from a private seller. I used to be a pilot. I used to fly aeroplanes, and every time that we went out in an aeroplane, we do a pre-flight check. And I am basically going to do a pre-flight check on this motorbike so that you can learn and understand what to check when you go and buy or thinking about buying a motorcycle. Now, first rule of thumb, it must have a title or a V5. If it doesn't, don't bother going. When you confirm with the seller that the V5 or the title is the address that you're going to and it is in their name. Sometimes it isn't in their name and they're selling it on behalf of someone else, but generally speaking, I stay away if there are any anomalies. Yeah, make sure they've got all the documentation, all the service history ready for when you're going to go and have a look at the vehicle. So when you've got to the vehicle, don't be distracted by the owner. They may be chatting to you and things like that, but ask them politely just to be quiet while you check out the bike. Yeah, if you've got any questions as you walk around the bike and do your checks, then they can talk to you. They will want to distract you, and everybody's a liar. Okay, everybody lies. So if we take those simple rules of thumb, then we should be okay. So generally speaking, I'm looking at the bike. Does it look? Is there any obvious damage? I'm looking around. Is there any damage? Is the brake pedal slightly bent? Is the gear lever slightly bent? Ends of the bars? Ends of the mirrors scuffed? Does the chain look like it's well lubricated? These are all good signs, yeah? Are the indicators okay? Yep. Yep, that looks fine. Right, let's now get into the detail. Okay, let's have a look at the cockpit. Ignition key. Ideally you'll have two, but let's put the ignition on. Let's make sure everything comes up. We don't need to start the bike at this point. You'll have already done your research on the bike that you're looking for on YouTube. So you're not walking in blind to a particular bike that you don't know. Always do your research on YouTube. Don't walk into buying a bike blind, yeah? So don't be distracted by sexy things like phone mounts and all this crap. Don't be distracted. You're looking at the bike. You'll then, using the buttons that you've learnt from YouTube, you'll then navigate here to make sure you understand if everything's working. You'll note that this one's got cruise control, so when we go out for a ride, we'll check to make sure the cruise control works. You'll make sure everything works, like the horn and all that good stuff. Make sure the indicators work, all that good stuff. Once that's done, you'll turn it off, make sure it shuts down, turn it back on again, make sure the charge for the fuel works correctly. That's good. Turn it back off again. Now make sure that the steering lock works. It works. Let's open it back up. Leave the key in there. Now let's have a look at the detail of the bike. So now we're looking here in the detail. Does the fluid in the brake, so we're going to work around from here all the way round and come back to here. Yeah, so is the fluid, does it look clean? Does the fluid look clean in the front brake? Are the levers bent? Is there any scuff marks, especially on the end? Does it look right? Does the throttle return nice and sharp, just like that? Yeah, does it return nice and sharp? Then we're going to have a look at the bodywork. Make sure everything's good. Make sure everything's good. Have a look on here. Make sure the fan looks good. Make sure the engine looks good here. There's no scratches. The brake pedal isn't bent or scratched. Have a feel around it. Have a feel under the foot peg. Make sure it's not scratched. Yeah. Make sure there's nothing there, and then we'll go round to the front wheel. The light looks okay. The bodywork here looks okay. The forks look okay. You come down here, run your finger on here. Is there oil? If there's oil, then your seals have gone. Is the mudguard scratched? Fender extender always proves that the person's looked after the bike. While we're here, just have a look how dirty the engine is. Has it been looked after? I can see the radiators. Are they nice and clean? The brake pipes, are they nice and clean? The caliper, is it nice and clean? Are there any scratches down here where it's been on its side? This one's okay. Have a look down there to see how much brake pad is available if you're going to need new brake pads. While we're here, we look at the tyre, and you're looking for 4 digits on the tyre. Let's have a look. Typical, I can't find them. Hang on. So, there will be 4 digits on here showing, here we are, 2020, no, that's not it. That can't be it. Is it on this side? Here we go. I have the 4 digits, 0622. 06 means the 6th week, and 22 means 22. 2022. That's when these tyres were manufactured. If the tyres are old, then that's bargaining power on the price. Look at the discs. Have they got such a big lip on them? Yeah? Have a look at the discs. Are they scored? Does everything look okay round here? Now go to the other side and do exactly the same on this side, making sure everything looks clean. Yeah? The forks look good. This fork doesn't have any oil on it. The seals haven't been broke. The seals are not broken. It's good. This radiator looks okay. This caliper looks good. Look down this way to make sure you understand what the state of affairs regarding the brake pads are. Come round this side. Everything looks good. Everything looks good. The indicator isn't scratched. The bodywork looks good. So now we're on this side of the bike. We're looking again. Is there any scratches here? On the mirrors, are there any scratches where it's been down on its side? Yeah? Always assume, if you've got adjustable suspension, that it needs resetting. Someone may have played with it. Yeah? So when you get it back, if you do buy it, go and check your suspension and reset it. Have a look down here. There's no scratches. The bike looks clean. The engine looks clean. There's no scratches down here. This bash plate looks good. The oil filter looks good and it looks new. The gear lever looks good and it doesn't look bent. Again, the footrest. Check this bolt here. Is it scratched? That means it's been pushed down. Yeah? That means it's been pushed down and scraped around a corner. Does everything look good? Everything looks good. Look at the pillion foot pegs. Are they okay? They're not scratched or anything. Everything looks good. The frame, the subframe, is it looking good? The the chain guard, does it look good? Does it look standard? Are there any scratches on the swinging arm? Is there much distance for adjustment for the chain? Have a look at the chain. Is it lubricated? Does it look rusty? Look at the sprockets. Are they well lubricated? Are the teeth nice and sharp, or do they look worn? Or are there missing teeth as you roll through it? By the way, if it's got a centre stand, always check this out while it's on the centre stand. One thing I did forget to tell you, just hang on, is the steering head bearings. I'll come back to you on that in a minute. But does the tyre look okay? The tyre's got great tread. Everything looks okay underneath there. The suspension looks good. You'll need to check the suspension settings. The frame looks good. Everything looks good. Check the date on the rear tyre. Let's have a look. Maybe on the other side. Check the date on the other side. Make sure it aligns up to the other one. Look at the chicken strip. If there's plenty of chicken strip, then you can assume that the rider's not been thrashing around corners and living on this part of the tyre rather than this part of the tyre. They've been living down here. When you see tyres where all the edge here is ripped apart, it's been on a racetrack or something like that. It's not been looked after. Just bear that in mind. Also, if you see something like a Scott oiler, you'll know that it's been looked after. The bike has been looked after. Yeah. Look at any pannier. Look at the pannier right. Is it looking okay? Does it look well fitted? Yeah. Is there anything missing? Is this indicator okay? Is everything looking clean? Look at the exhaust. Has the exhaust been changed? Is it the standard exhaust? You'll have done your research on YouTube. Yeah. Does it look clean? Is it rusty? Is there anything that's wrong with it? Is the subframe on this side okay? Is the pillion footrest okay? Is it scratched? No, it isn't. Is there any scratch marks around these hooks, which may mean that they've been touring on it, etc.? Look at these handlebars for the pillion passenger. Going back to the tyre. Let's see if we can find that date. Watch this. I won't be able to find it. Just bear with me. Here we are, 5221, 5221. That means it was manufactured in the 52nd week of 2021. So it's a relatively new tyre. Do check the wheels. Make sure that there's nothing wrong, no cracks, no scuffs around the edges. Yeah. Check the disc, the caliper. Yeah. Make sure it's okay. Check the pads in the bike. Make sure it's okay. Make sure all the wiring's clean for the ABS and all that good stuff. Make sure that the alignment on this side, the markers on this side, align with the other side so that the wheel is straight. Yes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, have a look how to adjust your chain. Yeah, on another video. And then you'll understand how these markers work. Coming round, check the seat. Is the seat good? The seat's good. Coming further down, suspension adjustment. Can you easily adjust it? Yes, you can. And final check here. Is everything okay here? We've got back to where we came to. Yeah. So you've done your checks. Everything's okay. Now you're going to start the engine. I'm not going to start the engine because it'll make lots and lots of noise. So let's take it from there. Let's assume that the engine's good and you've had a good listen to it. It's making the right noise. Yeah? By the way, you've also checked the oil. And while you're at it, open the tank with the same key and check inside. Does it look clean? Yeah. Is the key used anywhere else? Let's have a look. Let's go to the back seat, open it up, check the key. There we are, that works. Does it close? Yes, it does. You can also check the battery and the voltage. When the engine's running, it should be kicking out 14.4 volts. When it's not running, 12 volts, 13 volts maybe, but 14.4 volts. That means that the charging mechanism to the battery is working correctly. Check everything else out. If you're happy with the bike, then you're going to talk to the owner and check your steering. If it's on a centre stand, push it back and check the steering head. Does it feel smooth? Sometimes it feels a bit snatchy as it gets straight. That means that your steering head bearings are going, the race bearings. Also, don't forget to check the VIN number against the headstock, against the title or the V5. Also, you might want to just double check it for any cracks in the frame where people have been popping wheelies and landing hard. Yeah, so that's that. What else? Another funny thing, this might sound a bit strange, but people put stickers on the motorbikes. That sort of gives an indication of what the persona of the person that's selling it is. Yeah, I've seen some crazy stickers that, you know, it goes faster than a smack head's gyro. Yeah, things like that. If you see that, that tells you what the owner's like and what their mental attitude is to riding. If you see stickers like that on the advert, then keep away from it. It's just a bizarre thing. Yeah, just a bizarre thing, and it tells you how they'll have looked after the bike. Yeah, if there are any bizarre stickers on it that you're not sure about, or it just doesn't feel right, then stay away from it. They'll probably not have any service history. You'll have want to see the service history before you even visit the bike. So you'll be using something like WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger for them to photograph everything. If they're not coming back to you, then there's something wrong. Yeah? So I think that's about it from a looking around perspective. Now you want to go out for a test ride. Go and test it. You don't have to go far. You don't have to go fast. Make sure it revs correctly. So if it was a GSX R600, make sure that the valve in the exhaust opens up at 8,000 RPM and allows it to rev through to 15,000. Yeah, you do want to check that. But on this kind of motorbike, just make sure it revs up to 8,000, and that's fine. If the seller wants you to buy it, then they will have no problems in letting you have a go. As long as you show your riding license and all that good stuff. If you come dressed up looking like a thug to the seller, then they'll not let you out. So come reasonably dressed with the right kit on, the right helmet on, etc, etc. Did you find this useful? Not sure? Leave comments below. Don't go and buy anything that's rubbish. There's plenty of rubbish machines around. So, and you can get great bargains on rubbish machines, but you know, make sure that the V5 or the title has the same address and name as the person that's selling it. Yeah, all the documentation's there, all the service history, the spare key, everything works. There's nothing funny about the bike. They'll allow you to go for a ride, 5-minute ride around the block, get it up into 6th gear or the top gear, and then you can come back. Once you've got back, leave the bike running, let the cooling fans fire up when it gets up to temperature. Make sure they fire up and make sure they also turn off. Did you find this useful? Leave comments below. I'll speak to you soon. Have a great day. Shiny side up. See you soon. Bye bye.